Hello. Hello.
All right, cool.
Mic check 1 2 1 2.
I'll turn my sound off. Sounds good. Yeah. All right, one more shot.
One more shot will do us. I haven't had Crown since I was probably 21. Yeah, we used to drink Royal Flush shots.
Explain a Royal Flush shot to me.
Oh, I don't know. I know it just has Crown Royal in it, but other than that, I have no idea. We just always thought it sounded cool, so we would go to the bar and be like, "Can we get a Royal Flush shot?" And here's a toast to you and me, forever friends we shall be. If one day we disagree, then F you and here's to me.
Okay.
Can we curse on this?
Yeah.
Okay. Lightweight.
Yes.
Let me go ahead. I'm gonna have to burp.
Yeah, these things always give me like indigestion during.
I couldn't tell you last time I've had a Coke. Oh, I'm not even supposed to drink Coke.
It's Coke Zero.
It's the carbonation with my. Look, it's almost like you're a brand.
Yeah.
Once you get a little bit longer in your career, they'll start sponsoring.
Watch out, Coca-Cola sponsor.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, let's get to it. Let me do 3 claps. That helps me sync the sound in the video. All right, so this podcast is going to be a little bit different.
Yes.
We are very good friends.
Mm-hmm.
We've been friends for a long time, and I know you very well. So we're going to more of go through your life because you have a great story.
Do I though? No, just kidding. I do.
Let's go ahead and start with introduce yourself.
Okay. I am Brittany Petrimoulx. What else? Mother, student, healthcare professional. I don't know. That's all I got. I don't know. Mom, first and foremost.
What about our relationship? Let's take them through me and you because I'm going to talk to you a little bit differently than I would anybody else. Yeah. I don't remember meeting. I think we were just talking about that off camera, but I don't remember exactly how we met.
So I know we went to high school together, but I don't.
You were a little bit older than
I was 06.
09.
Okay, maybe we didn't. Maybe we were
1 year. You were a senior.
I saw you though, bro. Yeah. I saw you. And I only had one class like the last half of my senior year, so I was hardly ever there. Okay, I don't know, but I remember. Okay, so I remember. I don't know if it's called Tony's Gym, but Tony's Gym, the gym in Butner. I just feel like it was before that, though. I don't know, maybe not. I was going to Tony's Gym in Butner.
Was it called Tony's at the time?
I feel like we were working out before there. I don't know. I really don't know. Okay. I guess we can't talk about how we met because we don't remember. But we've known each other for years. So I know back in the day, you were working at the gym, and you started training me and my friend, Brandy.
What year?
So that's when I was skinny. I want to say, and my first one was little. I want to say 2016 or 17.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. So, and what is it? It's 2023. Yeah, we've known each other a good bit.
Long time.
Right. So you used to train me back then. We did like a training sesh. And then, God, I feel like, how could we have gone that long in between seeing each other, though? I don't know.
Well, there was a time. We trained together for a while, I want to say, because I had those classes. I have the picture of me and you in the
right. You did boot camp classes,
aerobics room, whatever.
Yes.
And then you went to Snap Fitness for a while.
Correct.
And that was kind of the difference in us. That's where we separated.
Right.
And then we eventually.
You know how we got back together? No.
For your birthday?
For my birthday. So my best friend. That's how the story. So I had my son Wyatt March 1st, 2020, and my birthday was August. And when I gave birth to Wyatt, I don't even want to say it, but I was 310. Oh, sorry, I'm messing with the mic.
You're good.
Oh my gosh. Mic check. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so I was 310 pounds when I gave birth to my baby Wyatt. And so from March until August, I had like done some home workouts or whatever, but I was like feeling really sorry for myself. And for my birthday that morning, Brandy was like, my best friend Brandy, she was like, I hope you're okay with this, but Chris is about to be here to work you out. And I was like, okay. But I was excited. I mean, I hadn't seen you in forever, and I needed a good workout. And we worked out in my outside in my cul-de-sac. I have pictures.
Yeah.
I wish we could go like this and like insert a picture.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep moving my mic. I was dead. I remember after you left, I was like dry heaving. I was like, oh my God, I don't feel good. But no, so we rekindled there. And then I came here to get a membership, but I was a little hesitant. And then I did come back. We trained. Then I did the New Year, New Me.
Why
And
were you hesitant?
to come to this gym, I was scared of this gym.
Why?
Because of the boys. So this gym is like grunge, which now I like because I'm a part of the grunge. But to me, this gym was very meatheads, boys. I felt like, so when you walk into the gym, all of your like cardio equipment is there. And I felt like it was just like your back is to everybody. So I felt like when I would come, like everybody was like looking at me and I just felt insecure and self-conscious. And then when I started coming here, it literally, I mean, nobody, that's what my number one message, nobody gives a shit about you in the gym but you. Like, when people are so scared that like people are looking at me or whatever, like they're not. Like once you get into a gym and you realize that, you're totally fine. So anyways, that's why I was hesitant. I was like, I don't know if everybody's going to be looking at me, and which I already knew how to work out. Like I knew how to use equipment. It wasn't the, I don't know what I'm doing. It was like people looking at me and I was so heavy. I was at my heaviest and I was embarrassed, and I knew people that worked out here and I was like, no, I can't come here. But then I did, and then we rekindled our love. And friendship, and then I did the New Year, New Me challenge, and then yeah, I've just been here ever since probably, bro, I don't know, the years run into each other. I don't know.
Was you here during COVID? That's always such an
COVID
that's an easy time marker. It's like, was I here when nobody else was?
So if you worked out with me in August, you know what I remember. So we worked out in August. I remember I came here in December because I remember it was December. I have the weirdest like memory of a shit. I came here and it was December 6th.
What?
So weird, bro. I know. And I told you. Like, let's keep looking at Drea. Yeah. I remember saying to you, this time next year, December 6th, I'm going to look completely different. And I did not. No, I mean, I did. Whatever. But anyways, that's how we met. We've known each other. We've been friends. We've worked out off and on. We've had deep conversations. We've done the whole thing.
Do you want to go ahead, since we're already in the fitness world, do you just want to go with that, or do you want to, or would you rather
we can go fitness, like how I started fitness?
Yeah, okay. Because we're already balls deep there.
We're balls deep.
Yeah.
Bro, so, the balls are deep. Okay, so I was a very, very thin kid my whole life. The summer between first grade and second grade, I gained like 40 pounds. So I went back to second grade and I was like a different kid. Like I had got stretch marks. I was huge. Then that was my life. My whole, from 8 until late teenage year, I was a bigger girl. I was overweight. I had issues, what have you. When I was probably 20, I worked in Oxford at a little restaurant, and I started going with my coworker to the gym in Oxford. Main Street, I think it is. First time I've been in a gym probably ever. I met this lady there. She's an EMT. Her name is Angie. I don't know if you know her.
Angie, what's her last name?
Couldn't tell you. Okay. I don't know. But she's super into fitness. And I met her there at the gym. She showed me the ropes. I got into it. Then I got out of it. Then I got back into it. I mean, that's literally that. If you sum up my fitness in a nutshell, it's me getting into it, me getting out of it, me getting into it, me getting out of it. So I started to go to the gym then, and then I left for a while. Then I met with you and started going back to the gym. Then I left for a while. Then I came to Elite, and I left for a while. But I have a terrible habit of getting like super into it. I'm counting my calories. I'm into the gym. I'm into it. And then I fall off. And then I'm like, forget the gym. Like, I'm not even going to mess with it. Like, I've done so bad eating. I'm not even going to mess with it. I'm just going to forget it. And then I come back to myself after a while and I'm like, no, girl, like you're getting back in the gym. And then I go back to the gym.
What is that?
It's bad. It's bad is what it is. Yeah. It's bad. But that's my fitness. But before we leave, like I've never done like a fitness competition. Well, I've done a few things. We'll talk about that. But like, that's me. I go and come back, but like I always know that it's temporary and that I'm going to come back. And I do. I mean,
you do.
I do. I come back.
Yeah.
I might have gained a few pounds, but I come back.
But what is the break? That's what I want to figure out. What is that break? What's the reason for stopping it? And because eventually you're going to get back to it, or it's going to be
yeah.
You have to do it, right?
Yeah.
So what's the point? Where's the break? Where does that come in with your mindset or your thoughts?
I feel like it's my eating. It's once my diet starts to go south, I feel like, which I know this is wrong, I feel like it immediately is like, well, fuck the gym. Fuck the gym. Like, I'm doing bad eating. I'm just going to do bad. Fuck it. I'm not even going to go. I'm not going to worry about it. Like, I'm going to do this and I'll get back to it and I'll get back to it. And then making the time, I'm a single mom. I got 2 kids. I got a job. I got this. I'm in school. Like, I just make excuses. I feel like, and then I'll be like, well, I know that the weight is 80% diet. So I know that, like, the gym doesn't really matter, but it does. I mean, the gym changes every aspect of your life. When you're physically moving your body, everything else, ricochets off that. Yeah, I don't know why I do that to myself. Maybe a form of self-sabotage. I don't know.
The diet is so important that when you feel like you're lacking in that end, it's almost
no point. I'm a all in or all out. I'm like, fuck it. If I'm gonna be bad on my diet, fuck it. There's no need to go to the gym. I'm not even gonna deal with it. I'll get back when I get back. And it's crazy because I'll do so good. I did your challenge that one year.
You did 75 hard?
I did 75 hard. That was really cool. Yeah, and it's so funny. So I did 75 hard. I failed on day 24. So for those who don't know, 75 hard, you have to do all these things each day. You have to drink a gallon of water. You have to work out 2 times a day, 45 minutes. You have to read 10 pages. You have to climb Mount Everest. No. Bitch, you gotta do all kinds of shit. No, whatever. So, you have to take a progress picture every day. So on day 24, I forgot to take the stupid picture. So I had to start all over. So I did 99 days of 75 hard. And then legit, that next day,
you balled out.
I balled out. The next week, balled out. Yeah, like, I do it every fucking time. Like, just not yesterday, but the day before, I hit an all-time low on the scale. And yesterday was just a free-for-all. And I'm like, today, I'm like, what are you doing? Yeah, but it's easy to do dumb shit. And it's hard to do good shit. It's easy. It's so easy to just fuck up. It's easy to just stop by McDonald's and get the kids dinner. It's easy to just have a few beers even though I shouldn't, Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I was thinking this today because we're doing our challenge, or I don't think I called it anything. It's just the Matrix or whatever. But anyways, you have to work out every day and you only get 3 strikes a week. And I've been on my meal plan. I've been working out every single day. And it's almost making me better in every other aspect of my life because I relate it to Newton's law. An object in motion stays in motion.
Right.
An object at rest stays at rest.
Right.
And I've been in such a motion lately, or such a flow with
a momentum.
Movement. Dude,
yeah.
It's like, and I've stopped some habits that maybe were pissing me off before, that some bad habits in my life, and I'm not doing those bad habits. I'm like,
yeah, it's crazy how much momentum.
Do I just keep doing this forever?
I know, because so imagine, okay, so once you stop that momentum and you do a hard fuck up like I do, what's different about you and maybe Drina or whatever is y'all are like, okay, I fucked up, like, let's get that momentum back and moving. Where I'm like, oh, that momentum but I mean, once I'm like, right now, I feel like I'm in the momentum. I think the surgery, which we could talk about that, completely changed like how I do a momentum. But I mean, once you get in the groove of something and you're doing it every day, but for me, once I mess that up, I feel such a, oh man, I messed that up. Like, oh man, and pity myself,
You just got to get out of that.
You got to get out of that. It's such a bad mental space to do that in any aspect. We're all going to fuck up at something. We're all going to fail at something. But, like, how quick do you get back up? How quick are you just going to make the change? And that's what I like about myself. But, like, no matter how many times I've gained the weight, no matter how many times something's been messed up, like, I'm going to come back. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to try. I'm never just going to just say, okay, I'm just going to stay, like, 400 pounds which I was never 400 pounds, but you know what I mean? I'm never just going to like lay down and let it happen.
You mentioned the triathlon. let's talk about that
Did I?
first, and then the surgery.
Okay.
This is hilarious. It's not
Okay.
hilarious, but it's
Okay.
inspiring. It super is.
I don't know. Okay, so, well, let me start with this, the 30 before 30 list, right?
Okay.
Okay, so I made a list of 30 things that I wanted to do before I turned 30, okay? I had all kinds of dumb shit, you know, whatever. I had like, yeah, I had give blood. I had climb to the top of the Duke Chapel. I had get in the best shape of my life. I had act in a play, or no, I had audition for a play. Oh, if I had my phone, I'd read it. But anyway, so I had all kinds of shit. I had, you know, get in the best shape of my life, lose 100 pounds, whatever. So one of the things was to do a triathlon. Let's be clear, though, a sprint triathlon. It's dialed down. I think it's can't remember how many meters. It's a swim. It's like a 9-mile bike ride and then a 2-mile run. So that was on my list. I was like I gotta do this. Okay. So I knew that I wanted another baby. I'm so random. Okay. So the race was in October. I started trying to have a second baby, like, I don't know, maybe August, whatever. So with my first son, I got pregnant quick. One time, like, won't even trying, like, so I was like, I'm gonna get pregnant right away. Like, we're about to, it's fine. So I was like, I ain't gotta do that triathlon. Like, I'm gonna be pregnant, so I can just cancel it. Because I didn't want to do it. I was scared of it. I was like, you know, this is gonna be kind of hard. So I was like, I'll be pregnant. Well, you know, come day of triathlon, I'm not pregnant. So I'm like, all right, we gotta do this. So basically, I did not train at all for the triathlon. I was very heavy. The triathlon was on a Saturday. I bought the bicycle Friday night. I had not done any bicycling. I didn't know how to use the gears. So, you know, I still showed up. I did it. The funny part is I got on the bicycle. It was very difficult. There was a lot of hills and I didn't bring my phone or I didn't have anything. So there was one point where I was like riding up a hill and I was crying. You know, I was crying. I was really regretting this. And like, I thought if the whole thing was going to be like blocked off, but like we were on like a main road. There was no cones, like a car, you know, and I was by myself. I was in the back. Like the pack was gone. So I was just, it probably looked like I was just out for a bike ride. So, so I saw this hill with like a bunch of trees and I was like, I'm like, that's where I'm going. Like, I'm going here. I was going to be done. I was about to, I mean, I was going so slow, bro. And like, I don't know how to use the thing. So so the chain was clinking. Like, it wasn't even on tight. So anyways, I was like, I'm going to stop here. But then I remembered, like, I don't have a phone. And my son and my mom, they're at the finish line waiting for me. So like, I'm going to have to like flag down a car and borrow a phone. So I was like, okay, like I dug deep and I'm talking deep. Like I was like, you were going to finish this. And I did. I finished the triathlon with literally zero training, but I did it. And to this day, it's still like one of the greatest things that I've ever done. Like, I mean, I know that like I'm embarrassed for how like I was like in 300th place out of 330, but you know what?
Why do you think it's one of the greatest accomplishments?
Oh, because I mean, bro, like I was scared. So I've been reading a lot about like mindset or whatever, and basically how fear just controls every single thing. Like we've heard this before, right? Everything great is right outside of fear, and we're just like, okay, yeah, whatever. But literally, I was so scared of that race, and even when I was in it, but when it was done, like I did something that who can say they've done a sprint triathlon? Who can say they've done that? Who can say they persevered? Who didn't even train for it? And then my son like ran the last little bit with me. And so to see like my son running with me, seeing mommy finish a race, like it was everything. Same thing on the 30 before 30 list. I did the play. I auditioned for a play and I actually got the part, which I've never acted in my life, but I got the part as Tweedledee. That was the best. And so to see my son watch me up there on the stage, I think being a mom's like having your kid there to see you do great things in my mind is just, it's what it's about.
Well, yeah, you were at the depths. I'm going to take it a little bit deeper. You were at the depths of hell in that triathlon. Right?
Oh,
you were at the depths of hell.
It was, because I had everything in me I had to pull out.
If you had a way to pull out, if you had your phone on you,
it would have been over.
It would have been over. But you persevered through that.
I persevered through that, yeah.
So that was kind of, that makes it one of the greatest accomplishments of your life, because it was such a from hell to, I guess, heaven.
Yeah.
You know, the excitement of finishing when you wanted to.
So glad to be done. And I'm doing it again. I'm signed up for it to do again this October.
Yeah. Well, what did the 30 Things Before 30, what did that teach you about, I don't know, life, or what did you learn from that?
That you have to do things that scare you. Nothing good happens if you're not scared. And that sounds so weird. Like, bro, why would I want to be scared to do things? But if you think about your comfortable little life, what happens? You just do the same thing every single day. Every single day. You don't grow. You don't meet new people. You don't learn new experiences. You don't have new perspectives on life. You just do your same little thing every day. And so when I did that, like, when I look back on like cool things I did in my life, it was all shit that I was scared to death about. I was scared to death to do that triathlon. I was scared to death to go act on a stage. I was in Raleigh on like a stage at the Raleigh Little Theater. Like, I was in a play in front of like a lot of people. I was scared to death. Doing the elite games. I did the elite games here with you. I was scared to death. I mean, there's people looking at me. I was big. I was scared, you know, like, if that taught me anything, it's that you have got to do things that scare you, or literally you'll never feel the passion, the excitement, learn anything, have something new. I mean, honestly, think about something that you've done. Like, if it doesn't scare you, if it's just something that's normal and natural to you, like, what is it? It's not bringing you anything new. So yeah, do things that scare you. And I'm trying to do more of that. I'm trying to have a new list for this year and think of things that like I want to do. But
what about the fact of writing down goals too?
Yeah, well, of course, if you write them down and you read them, you're just solidifying them, right? You're putting them in the universe. Yeah.
But the fact that you're creating a plan to do these things too, because some people are just like, hey, I want to do something new, blah, 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 whatever. I want to experience this. I want to experience that. But you are not writing anything down. You don't have a set date. You don't have like, what is it that you're planning? I don't know.
Yeah.
Write it down.
Write it down. Look at it. Read it again.
Yeah.
For sure.
Commit to it.
So I told you, so I was writing down things I want to do in 2023. And I wrote, be on a podcast. And it was either that night or the next day. You asked me to do this, or you know, we talked about me doing this. So I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, stuff's only going to happen if you get into it and you put it in the universe and you make it happen. So yeah, that happened.
Yeah, you have to have the intent on whatever it is you want to do. So many people go through life and they have no intent of, they just want to go to work, go home, whatever. Well, it's like,
you let life happen to you instead of you doing life.
Hey.
So look, this is not me, y'all. This is me reading and listening to, so much mindset stuff. But so you can either just live your life and wait for everything to happen to you and like just go through it, or you can make a plan, consciously put out there what you want to do, search for different, possibilities that'll bring you that, and kind of get it yourself instead of just letting life happen to you. I let life happen to me forever. And it's not until recently, the last couple of years, that I've been really trying to like change my mindset, be positive, know that I look for opportunity, know that like I can be more than just a mom.
I think we were talking about this the other day about the positive talk, or listening to things that give you positive reinforcement, feedback.
Yeah. It's so important.
Because the negative self-talk is...
Bro, so like I listen to this thing, right? We have literally 70,000 thoughts a day, right? Like, what? Right. And if you start to I feel like I sound like I'm just talking to you about what I've heard, right? I'm not no expert at this, but this is just what I've been reading, listening.
And it's good that you're talking like this, because if something inside is clicking, like this is getting to you.
Yeah.
Like whether it may be paying off the way you want it to right now.
Oh no, it's
maybe
clicking.
Not, but
yeah,
it's in the back of your mind.
Yeah, it's definitely So if you consciously take time in your next couple of days to consciously think about all the thoughts that run through your head, right? So I'm a mom. I'm a single mom. I have 2 kids, 2 and 9. And they are fucking aggravating. I love them, but my God. So, like, I think in my mind, like, when I wake up, I'm like, oh, my God. Like, they're hungry already. God, I got to make them something to drink. They're exhausting. I got to clean this fucking house. Like, I just think to myself, like, you know, all the things that I got to do. Like, am I going to do this? I wonder if I'll be able to work out today. Just negative. So since I've been, like, really, like, trying to, like, work on mindset work and, like, you create your life, I try to say, I mean, people are like, yeah, easy for you to say, whatever, but like, it's like a job. You have to make a conscious decision that every time you have a thought like that you counteract it with a positive thought. And then eventually you're going to stop thinking those negative ones, start thinking the positive ones, and it'll just become natural. Thank God my boys are here with me every morning. I get to wake up and I get to make them breakfast. Thank God my kids can eat and they're healthy enough. Thank God I own my own home. I'm not trying to be cocky. I'm just
well, you should.
I do. I own my own home.
You should be proud of your
yeah, I am proud. I'm never cocky. You know, a lot of people think I'm cocky because my demeanor, but I just think I'm funny. It ain't cocky. But I own my own home. Thank God that my boys are wild enough to fuck up this whole house and I own my own home. You know, like, thank God I do have the money to pay for this gym membership. Like, I've been consciously trying to say positive things to negate the negative things. Because if you just let the negative things run in your mind, loop to loop, it's just going to continue because that's what you're going to look for. That's what you're going to expect. That's what you're going to perceive negative. You're just going to make all these things happen and solidify it more if you just look for it and keep feeling it. So I've really, really, really been trying to make a conscious effort to just change the narrative in my mind, be positive. You know, I mean, I'm not married. I'm single. Meh. I don't have a lot of money. Meh. You know,
yeah.
Meh. Like, you know, that stuff's like sucks, but I have to tell myself, bro, look how much money. You know how many people wish that they own their own home? I have my own car. I'm a student. I'm back in school to get my bachelor's degree, and financial aid pays for that. Like, I have so many things that I am grateful for. And if you don't focus on that, you're just going to, no matter even when you get your stuff that you want, you're still going to be unhappy because you were never grateful for the things you had.
Well, yeah. What about being around people that are also positive?
I don't find a lot of them.
Interesting.
Yeah, I have a really hard time finding a lot of them. So a lot of people are negative. I don't know if you pay attention. But you pay attention, but like it's hard.
Luckily, I work at a gym most of the time, and most of the people that are coming here have a positive kind of mindset.
Right.
But if I were in
healthcare,
the real world or whatever,
right,
and where most people have, luckily I'm not in that situation anymore.
Yeah.
I'm around a positive growth mindset all the time.
Yeah.
Because that's what kind of person wants to come to the gym, because they're immediately think, I want to be better. I'm not where I want to be, but I know I can. I think I can.
And you have a wife who's very spiritual and tries to have a positive mindset that helps out.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does. I find, unfortunately, that not everybody is in a negative mindset. I don't know. I just try to like say, but you know, even though I say I was, don't get me wrong, I'm still a bitch sometimes. I still have anxiety. I still yell at my kids. I still get pissy with my mama. Like, I'm still definitely human. I'm no saying I haven't learned this. I'm still trying to learn it. Trust me. But I try to always be a good person and be nice.
Do you think this is the biggest hurdle for fitness or getting in shape or whatever it is to
what's that?
Drina, come check this real quick. I think this SD card just fell out. Sorry, I got this going. We're good. Yeah. I don't know. We'll take a little pause. Check. Just so quietly. And yours.
My check 1 2 1 2.
Okay, good. All right, we're back.
Little malfunction.
Yeah. All right, perfect.
I don't remember what we were talking about, though.
Let's try to remember.
Drina Bina, what were we talking about?
Positive.
Yeah, we were talking about positive
when you're
mindset.
Around negative people.
Yeah. There's not that many positive people you're around.
It's not. I mean, just in general, I think it's socially acceptable to be negative. So I've told my best friend Brandy this. Okay, so when you go to meet you're hanging out with people after work, whatever, right? It's so much easier to be like, fuck, man, how you doing? Like, yeah, bro, the car fucked up last week. Fucking bills are high. Can you believe the price of eggs, bro? You know what I mean? So imagine if you went in that conversation like, what's up, bro? Bro, like, can you believe, like, how good, like, I'm doing at work right now? Bro, can you believe that my wife and me are getting along so well? Like,
I think it's because people hate on that. They don't do it much because there are people that... Not the good people, but
the good people.
The same thing. You're not around that many positive people,
Right.
but so many people will attack that,
Right?
Because they're miserable or whatever it is.
Right? What is it?
On.
Poison breeds poison, and negativity loves negativity. It's like bacteria. You just grow on it.
One of the things I wanted to ask: do you think this is the hard? Maybe I already asked this, but whatever. Let's ask it again. Do you think this is the hardest part about getting on track and doing the right thing and being a positive person? Is just changing your mindset to be more?
100%.
This is the part, right? This is what it takes.
It's all in your head.
Yeah.
Everything is mental. Correct. Nothing in this world is outside of you and what you think. Right? Nothing outside of you. There's no existential... Is that the right word? There's no existential fact. I mean, bro, my kids, whatever, it doesn't matter. If you want to find a way, you will find a way. If you don't want to find a way, you won't find a way. Yes, I think that your mindset and how you view and perceive things and what's important to you is what you're going to do. I mean, people who say they don't have time for the gym, you make it that way. I'm a single mom. I have a full-time job and I'm a student. I make the time, I mean, you just have to... It's whatever you want to do, how you feel, what is important to you that you're going to focus on, for sure. So yes, me quitting 1,000 times and coming back 1,000 times is completely mental. It's how I cope. It's maybe me being super undisciplined, lack of discipline, whatever. I always think of David Goggins, and he's like, "You fucking bitch, stay hard." Like, I fucking love it, bro. But like,
I love it.
Sometimes when I'm like at the house and I'm being like a lazy sack of shit, I see David Goggins and I'm like, I know.
His favorite.
Oh shit, I know, Goggins, and his new book came out.
Right.
My friend just read it and he said it was amazing.
I know we talked
about.
I can't wait to get
an
audio book.
Me too.
What's
I'm
up?
gonna get the real book.
Oh, okay, and just read it for.
Yeah, I need to get off my phone. Social media has fucking wrecked me mentally. Social media is, it fucking wrecks everybody. But like from the time I put my kids to bed to when I go to bed, I could be stretching, fucking brushing my teeth. I mean, I brush my teeth, but you know what I mean, reading. And what am I doing? So yeah, I need to get a good book so that I can like.
So we covered your triathlon. Now let's cover your surgery.
Okay, surgery.
I'm gonna give you a little bit of pushback here, right? Just because. So you talk about these things, right? Your mindset and being disciplined and all this stuff. And then we have this surgery, right? Mm-hmm. So talk about it. Okay.
So the surgery we're referring to is, I think VSG is the short name. I don't know. It's weight loss surgery. I had vertical sleeve surgery, sleeve surgery I had it August 23rd of 2022. So we're almost at 5 months, the 23rd. So I'm going to start why I had it. Okay. I have been, like I told you, I was a big girl my whole life. I lost 100 pounds twice. Diet and exercise. Gained it back twice. Had 2 kids. Which I'm going to be honest, the kids, I blame I like to tell people that the weight gains, them kids, but I usually gained most of the weight when it wasn't the kids. It was after the kids, most of them. But anyways, so after my second baby, which I had in 2020, I had been dieting, exercising, doing the whole 9. But I am a binge eater. I binge. I overeat. It's my thing, like I grew up celebrating with food. You're sad you eat food. We're just a food people. Like, we like to eat. And it finally got to the point where I was like, okay, I need to do something. So I went to the doctor. I got on phentermine pills, which suppress your appetite. But by the end of the day, my appetite was back. And I would go all day and not eat and then eat at night. And I never lost any weight. And they talked about a few other things. And I had a friend from around this town who had the surgery that I had, and then I had a cousin who had the surgery that I had, and they both had it in Mexico. And so I didn't really think, like, I was like, I'm not going to do surgery, like, that's whatever. But then I talked to them, both of them, separately, and asked them about the surgery and, like, how it was, what the cost was or whatever. And literally, like, I literally decided in one day. It's so funny because, like, we have a group, like, message thing with all the people who had surgery at the place that I did. And these people, like, it's people who have had surgery and who haven't had surgery. And they're going on and on, like, I've thought about this. I didn't think about shit. I made my decision in one fucking day. One day. I was like, I'm doing it. Like, I'm not gonna, and I made the decision that day that everything's gonna be fine. I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm gonna be safe, and this is what's gonna happen. And I fucking called that day. I made the appointment for 2 months down the road so I could pay it off. And I went to, where'd I go?
Mexico.
I went to Mexico, which is fucking wild, by the way, bro. That shit is, I mean, it's super safe. It's great. But, like, when I was in Mexico about to have surgery in a fucking foreign land, I was like, what am I doing here? But it all worked out perfectly. But I knew that I needed that surgery so that I could physically not be able to overeat, because I could not mentally discipline myself enough to stop. I relate it so much to being an addict, literally. Okay, so I decided I was going to have surgery, and then I told you 2 months later I went. Within that 2 months, I gained 30 pounds. 30 pounds in 2 months, eating whatever I wanted because the surgery was coming, and I couldn't eat after the surgery. You can eat after the surgery. So in those 2 months, I went crazy. It reminds me of an addict, just like an addict would, right? You're about to go to rehab. So it was just like rehab. I went to Mexico. I was with everybody else who was in rehab. We were all having surgery. We all talked about good things. We were all there together. And then you leave, and then you're home by yourself. You don't have that family, that community. And now you have to kind of decide, are you going to stick to this? Are you going to do what you're supposed to do? Are you going to, like, take all the steps necessary to make this successful? Or are you going to, go back and relapse, so to speak? So I think it's so much like an addiction. I had a huge addiction. I had the surgery to help with my addiction. And yeah, I had it the 23rd. I'm down 46 pounds.
Since the surgery.
I will say that I'm still friends with a lot of people that I had surgery with that day, and they're down like 70, 80 pounds, most of them. And you know why? Wow. Because I still struggle. It is not a fucking cure. And I didn't think it was going to be a cure. I mean, I knew there was going to be some work into it, but, like, the mental didn't go away. It
never goes away.
Never goes away. You have to retrain and focus. And so I still am hungry. I still, when I have my son, still go to eat the rest of his if he didn't finish it. I still want to go take them to Crumble Cookie to try the new cookies, and of course I want to try it. It's not a cure, but I had the surgery. I went down there. I did the whole thing. I'm so happy that I did it. Completely happy. I had no side effects. I never had any issues. I feel good, and I'm happy that I did it. Yeah. But, certain people will say you took the easy way out. The easy way out, like, the easy way out can be so many things to different people. If you think I took the easy way out, that's what you think. I don't give a fuck. I did what I needed to do because I was an addict and I needed help. I needed that surgery to help me because I was spiraling and I was gaining weight rapidly and I was miserable and I don't ever want to use the word depressed. I'm not a depressed person. I was sad. I was single. I was sad.
And depression can be a state of mind for
sure.
for a month or whatever. It's not like a diagnosis.
It's not a diagnosis. Yeah, right. No, I wasn't depressed.
It can be a stage of your life or a season of your year or whatever.
I needed that, and it wasn't an easy way out, but it definitely helped. I'm glad I'm down the weight. I am so much happier now that I can't physically binge my brains out. I'm feeling better. I'm down. I'm back in the gym more often. But yeah, the surgery was a big thing, especially to my, friends and family. Everybody was super supportive, which was really nice, which I don't have. I mean, I have a best friend and a mom. That's about it. And they were both super supportive. And yeah, it was good. Oh, dang it. I keep touching it. I can't help it.
I shouldn't mess with it too much. The question is, right? because you talk about it like an addiction. And the reason maybe some people say it's an easy way out is because you have to fix the addiction, right? What's your process of fixing the addiction?
I haven't fixed it yet.
What is it? What is our game plan through it? Do we have a game plan? Because we talked about the 30 for 30, and we talk about this mind stuff, and we've talked about all these things. Where is a plan or something like that, or we can work on fixing the addiction?
Yeah. So I will say, if you have this surgery in the United States, there's a 12-month process. You have to go to all of these, is it counselors or whatever? You have to see specialists to help you with having a plan, nutritionist, like a therapist or whatever. And with Mexico, bro, you just get in the fucking, you get in the plane, you go, bitch. Yeah. I mean, they are like, what's up? Right. So you don't do any of that. I don't know what the plan, I'm still figuring out the plan. I don't know. The addiction's still there. Because I look at all the other girls that had it and they're like, oh, I haven't even tried this, like alcohol. Like, they don't suggest you have it till like 6 months after. I had it earlier. I need to, you always get on me for this because you're like, what's your plan? You stray from the plan.
My problem with you is you have the goal, like your big picture. And sometimes most of the time I think, when you're going to be successful, you have to be process-oriented. If you're just goal-oriented, you're just going to do the 30 for 30. Like, what is your process every day? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
No, legit, that's me. So I'm like, okay, goals here. How can I fucking get there? And then I get there, and then
the day before I buy the bike and I'm riding the track.
Bro, or the fucking, when I did the New Year, New Me, right? Like, I got second place.
You did. You did very good.
I did really good.
Yes.
And then the next day, I was like, let's go. So, that's true. I'm like, big plan. How the fuck can I get there? And then after that, it's like, okay, I'm done. What's next? And really, this I know, life is about every day, the small things that become habit, that get you who you are, that change your brain pattern to become the person you want to be, so that goal is just always there. That's just who you are, right? You're the person who maintains that weight. You're the person who always goes to the gym. You're the person who always chooses healthier options. You're the person who always reads. I have all these goals, bitch, read to the boys every night. Do what the fuck you say you're gonna do. And then I'm like, I don't want to read to the boys tonight. I'm tired. Or whatever. Just every little thing. Yeah. I don't have a plan necessarily. I have a
And I'm not saying you have to. I'm just saying it's maybe a thought.
Yeah.
And sometimes when people plan, they can go too much.
That's me. I'm like,
I'm just go balls to the walls.
And then you don't live life. I feel like you don't live life, then you don't leave possibility. If you're like, this is all I'm going to do, I'm not going to do this, then you don't leave, I'm big into, the universe. You don't have opportunity for the universe to give you what you need to give. So I actually, normally I feel bad, but I don't. I feel like my plan is good. I work all day. I am a student right now. Last semester, I got 2 A's and a B. I have 3 classes a semester. I have a full-time job, which I've been at 10 years at Duke, and I really like it. I have 2 boys that are good kids, that are healthy and happy. They happy most of the time. Most of the time, they're happy. I have a best friend. I think so much. I've spent so much of my life, well, you're fat, so that fucks everything else up. Well, you're not married and you don't have a boyfriend, that fucks, you're just a fucking loser, you're a failure. But, here lately, I've been like, bitch, you own your home, you have a good job, you have 2 beautiful children, just be happy for where you are in this moment. I'm here on a podcast. That shit's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even know where we were going with that, but.
Yeah, and I'm proud of you for being so vulnerable all the time too. You'll tell it in a minute, and that is something that is very rare.
Yeah, so I'll say, because I like to talk, so I'm gonna just go ahead and say that can be my demise too, because that leaves you wide open for judgment. But it's so funny. When I was younger, I was so scared of everybody. I was a bigger girl. I was so scared that somebody would look at me or somebody would talk to me. And the older I got, people do judge me. Like, I do hear things about, like, me, which are usually not true. It's so funny. I have, like, a great sex life. I don't know where these people are getting this from, but, like, ma'am. But, like, there's so many things people say, or, like, people say I'm cocky. Like, sometimes I walk around, okay, so, like, sometimes when I walk around the gym, they'll say, like, oh, like, she looks like she's cocky or this or that. But I think the older I got, like, I just know who I am. I'm an open book. I'm going to say what I feel. It's who I am. And if that does lead me open for, like, judgment, but I have come to learn that if you judge me negatively, that's something on you, because I know that I'm always coming from a good place. So I think it's great once you get to that point when you believe in yourself so much that you know, like,
because you're being yourself at a certain extent.
But I'm not being myself in a mean way. I'm not being myself, like, rude to people, or not being myself and being, like, whatever. I'm being myself and just, I try to be nice, but I'm just being myself. Yeah, I'm wide open. I'm an open book. I talk about things that probably, I mean, a lot of people who had surgery where I went, they'll never tell anybody they had surgery. Right. I don't care. I put it on Facebook. I don't give a fuck. You know what I want to do? You know what I feel? Sorry.
Go ahead.
You know what I feel like my life's goal is to, I don't want to say inspire, but, like, I feel like I've been through some shit and done some shit, and I feel like a lot of people maybe have been or done some shit too, but they're scared. Everybody's always so scared. Everybody's
operating
so scared.
out of fear again.
Operating out of fear. It's fear, bro. Fear. What does fear mean? Oh, shit. I wish I could remember it. False evidence appearing real. Fear. False evidence appearing real, right? Because it's not real. Okay, so I learned this. Blah, blah, blah. I learned this too. Everything that you're anxious about in fear has never happened, right? If you're anxious about something, it's the future. You don't know what's going to happen. It hasn't happened yet. So why the fuck be so scared about something that hasn't happened yet? Because it could turn out so many different ways. You don't know. So anyways, I forgot what I was saying. I feel like I spent so much of my life wishing I had inspiration, wishing I had somebody to, like, save me. And, you know, whatever. And so, like, the older I get, like, I post on, like, Instagram a lot. Like, I make Instagram stories. You see them all the time. And I'm real, bro. Like, I'm real as it gets. And I have so many people message me, and they're like, I fucking love this. Like, bro, you make me laugh. Or, like, that's exactly what I was thinking, but I never would say that. Or, like, no makeup, bitching at my kid. I don't care. Like, I want people to know that, like, you can come from, not that I came from bad backgrounds, you know, we all come from what we come from, but I want people to know that you cannot be a statistic, and that you can get out of your circumstance and not continue the circle, and you can be a little different. And I like that I'm just, like, everybody tells me, like, you're just so wide open, you don't care.
So you think, you inspire people because you're real.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes me feel good. Because, like, imagine if I was inspiring people doing, like, fake shit. Like, if I was, like, if an influencer was fake. Like,
Which a lot of them are.
I know.
Most
I'm
of them
dead-ass
are.
real, yeah.
You're dead-ass real.
Yeah. So, and, yeah, I like that part. And I want to... So, I'm wearing this shirt today, which you have this shirt.
I do. Mine's dingy. I got to get a new one or something.
So, this is my...
Surely can.
Huh?
Surely can.
Okay. My old pasty arm. So it says, you are worth it. And then that's supposed to be me holding the universe. The universe is in my hand. But anyways, I had this tattoo way before I had this. So it says, you are worth it. And so I got that because when I was 13, my father took his life. And I feel like when a person is at their brink like that, and I've watched a lot of shit about it and read about it, like, they're just looking for a sign, somebody to save them. And so I thought, like, if I get that tattooed on my arm, like, what if I'm that sign to somebody who is struggling and thinking about taking their life? What if that's all they needed? They walked past me and they saw you are worth it, and that's what they needed to live. So, I mean, maybe that's, like, a bit much. But I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought I had it in my head, and I was like, fuck, like, I just want that. I want to save somebody or inspire somebody to say, like, you are worth it. So, a friend of mine's husband died suddenly, and she had twin babies, and I wanted to raise money for her to be nice. So I got You Are Worth It, my tattoo made on shirts. You bought one. A lot of people, like, so many people from the community bought one. It was really nice. So I raised money for her with these shirts. And then, people wearing my tattoo, my message. I just thought that was really cool. I like that.
Talk about it a little bit. Your father took his life when you were 13. How did that affect you?
Oh. I don't think we have all day, do we?
We got as long as you'd like.
I don't know. Just fuck me over, man. Yeah. Sucked. Yeah, I think when a parent dies, that hurts enough, but to know that they chose to die, like they chose to die, they knew that they were going to leave that burden on you. But of course, they think that they're the burden. So in his mind, he was doing me justice, right? Like he was leaving this world. He was such a bad guy. Like it made it better for him. So he probably, to justify it, was like, oh, like I'm easing her of my burden. But really, he just fucking, shattered the rest of my life. But not the rest of my life. It fucked me up big time. It's really sad. I think the timing of his death was really hard for me. I had just moved here, so my parents were together until I was 10. When I was 10, they split up. When I was 11, he moved, and then he moved to North Carolina. He moved up to STEM. Me and Mom wasn't working out so good, so I was like, I'm going to come live with you. I came here to STEM from South Florida. Culture shock. Oh my God. I came here to STEM. I lived with my dad for a little bit and realized he was not good. Like in that, I don't even.
How did you realize that?
Oh, he was scared. He scared me. He was an alcoholic, which he's been an alcoholic my whole life, but he was scary. He was saying crazy things. He was drinking for breakfast. He was just, he scared me. I could just tell that he wasn't my same dad. And, so I was like, all right, I'm going back home. So I went back home to Florida and lived with my mom. Maybe a year later, still wasn't going good with Mom. I said, all right, we're going back to Dad's. Went back to Dad's. Mom followed me up here. They tried to rekindle. Didn't work out, really bad. Whatever. So we moved out. My mom ended up getting pregnant with a baby. Okay? So my mom was pregnant, and then 9/11 happened, which was like scary for the whole, I was in 8th grade, like I was old enough to understand. It was just a really weird time. Like it was like sketchy as fuck. So 9/11 happened, and then October 23rd, my dad took his life. Knew it was going to happen.
How?
Oh, he was telling me.
Really?
Oh, he was crying all the time. He told me.
Like he was saying what?
Oh, this world's better off without me. I'm just going to fucking die. And I'm 13 years old.
Why do you think he was... Oh, because he felt like he was a burden.
He was an alcoholic. My parents weren't together. She got pregnant with another man's baby. They had only been together for 14 years. He was on a lot of prescription pills. He was a veteran, so he went to the VA, and he had migraines, so they gave him all kind of medicine. So he was on heavy prescription medicine, heavy alcoholic. He moved to a small town. He was living next door to somebody who was a bad influence on him. Can we talk about it? And he was just fucked. He was fucked. Every time I was around him, he was crying. He scared me. He would talk about, this world's just fucking better off without me.
How did that make you feel?
I couldn't save him. I tried. Like
What would you kind of do?
Dad, it's okay. Dad,
Yeah,
stop crying. I
just
remember
trying to
being
comfort.
there used to be a Burger King up here. I remember being in the Burger King drive-thru and he was crying, and I was like, "Oh my God, Dad, like it's okay," and just feeling really scared. Like I hadn't been in North Carolina long. He just was so. It was so odd. So God, if my grandma watches this, sorry. But I called his mother, my grandmother, and I told her, I said, hey, like, Dad's talking about killing himself, like, all the time. Like, he's scaring me, like, and I would listen to him. My dad would call my grandma, and he would tell her things that weren't true. Like, he was gone. He was like, yeah, this happened to me, and, like, a week before he died, he was skinning a deer and slit his wrist, and he walked from STEM to Durham Regional, is what he told us. I mean, that's, bro, STEM to, you don't walk that when you slit your wrist. So I think he tried to kill himself back then and it didn't work.
But anyways, so I called my grandma, and I would say this is a couple weeks, maybe a month before it happened, and I was like, hey, Dad's like scaring me or whatever. And she said, Brett, your dad tells me you're really overweight. I think you need to focus on your weight and less on him. Knife, bro. Because I've been hearing about my weight forever. Like, I knew I was big. Like, I heard about it from my family, whatever. Like, and I was just like, fuck.
What did that do? What did that do?
Hurt, man. And why do you think I have issues probably with my weight? Like, subconsciously. Hurt, bro. Hurt real bad. We weren't tight, so it wasn't like anything I didn't expect. But I was just like, okay. Okay. So the last time I saw my dad, my dad died on a Tuesday morning. The last time I saw him was Saturday night. Me and my mom lived in a trailer up the road, and my mom was working. She was waitressing, so she was at work, and my dad came over, and he was hammered, whatever. And the kitchen was dirty, so he went into the kitchen, and he started doing the dishes. And I was like, Dad, like, what are you doing? Like, stop. Like, it was anxious. Like, I knew, he was just being weird. Like, it was always, like, weird. Like, stop, Dad. Like, it's okay. And he's like, this house is a fucking mess, whatever. And I was getting angry with him. I was like, Dad, just fucking leave. Like, just go. Like, you're here to fight. Like, this is awkward. Like, I'm not doing this with you. Like, just go. And he went to the door, and the last time I ever saw my father, he was at the door, and he said, you're a piece of shit, just like your mother. And he slammed the door. And that was the last time I ever saw him. He killed himself that Tuesday. Sucks. Yeah. Ow. But, no buts. But I was 13, I'm 34. It's been long enough. It doesn't, sting as much. I'm an adult now. I see how he was mentally hurting. It wasn't me. So anyway, so he died the 23rd. My mother was pregnant at the time with my sister. And some things happened. We didn't have anywhere to live for a little bit, so I had to stay with my friend across the street. Whatever. We end up moving into the trailer where my dad killed himself. He killed himself outside in the backyard. He did it in the backyard. It's fucked up, right? It sounds so fucked up. I laugh, but like, it's not funny, but like, bro, after all these years, what the fuck am I gonna do,
Right.
The fuck am I gonna do? I cry enough about it, whatever. Right. I mean, it's been long enough. Okay, so anyways, we moved back into the trailer where my dad killed himself. Okay, cool. It's December. My sister is due end of March. Okay, it's March 20-something. I get off the school bus. I walk into the house. My mom's sitting there crying her fucking eyes out. And I'm like, what is wrong? And like, she didn't want to tell me. We were supposed to have my sister that next week. She had went to the doctor that day, and the baby had died. So my mom went full term, the baby died, and my mom gave birth to a stillborn baby. So, bro, like, 9/11, which I know you're like, 9/11, whatever. It was like a scary time for us.
Well,
when we
for
were young.
sure.
Yeah,
it was scary time for
it was scary. So,
most
like,
people,
right,
yeah.
Like, I was anxious 9/11. Then Dad died October 23rd. Then we're homeless for a little bit. Then we move into the trailer where Dad, whatever. Then I have no siblings, mind you. I'm an only child, so this is my first sibling. I'm so excited. It was the only thing positive in all of this trauma. We're like ready for this baby. Her name was Savannah. We're like ready for this baby. We've had the baby shower. We're all ready to go. We're supposed to have the baby the next week. And I get off the school bus and the baby has died. So a week later, my mom, which my poor mother, had my sister by herself. Nobody was there. Like, I had even left the hospital. My mom had the baby by herself. And, yeah, so it was just like the weirdest, that span of a year. One day I want to write a book called 13, because that's all the stuff that happened to me when I was 13. I don't know if it'd be interesting or not, but like that span of a year, it's so crazy how that can affect my entire life. 1 year has literally shaped, I mean, not everything that's happened, but you know what I mean. Like,
it leaves a big ass imprint.
It leaves a big mark, bro. There was
That's
just like
a big
trauma.
mark.
Ow. And not to mention, I had just moved here from another state. So like, when you're the new kid, like, we live in I would say relatively small town. And 20 years
It's very small.
It's a small town. And 20 years ago, it was even smaller. So mind you, I'm a chubby girl, right? Because I was always fat. So I'm a chubby girl coming to a new town, and then the whole town knows that my dad just killed himself, and the teachers had all the kids at school write me letters, like, to say sorry about my dad. Like, everybody knew. It was so awkward. But everything happens for a reason. After that, my mom gave birth to my sister. So that happened when I was 13. My sister, that is alive and well, she was born on my 15th birthday. So everything is meant to be. We love her. Her name is Kyla. We're twins. We're 15 years apart. She came. All is well. You know, maybe it was supposed to happen. But back to it. Dad's death definitely hurt. I mean, thank God my mom raised me. I mean, she was raising me anyways. You know what I mean? Like, Dad was off his rocker or whatever. But Mom stepped up. Yeah, it affects you forever, right? I mean, you don't have a dad.
It does.
Yeah. And
there's no way it can't.
I felt like a lot of stuff is like cliche, like, oh, I have abandonment issues.
The cliches are the truest shit 9 times out of 10, dude. It's just so cliche.
It's just so cliche. You're like, that's cliche.
Because it's real.
I know. So, yeah, it's cliche. Like, maybe I do have, like, abandonment issues. Maybe I do feel like somebody's going to leave. I don't know. I mean, I really don't. I think, well, I don't know at this point. I don't know. I mean, it's sad. It's sad my boys don't have a grandpa. It's sad that he was only 36 years old. I mean, I'm 34, bro. In 2 years, like, you had so much more life. But depression, I mean, that's a whole other thing I could talk about. I think depression and anxiety is just, especially after COVID, mental health is just off the fucking charts now, bro. Like, it's really
Why do you think that is?
Well, I mean, I think COVID just helped it, but I think social media, you know, sometimes I feel like it's cool to almost be anxious and have issues, you know, like, for attention. I think people are comparing themselves. Nothing's real anymore. You can post whatever you want. People take it as truth. I think people are just fucked. Yeah, I think we just got to get back down to basics. Yeah, I think mental health is a big thing. And drug addiction, which completely leads to that. The epidemic with drugs. It's a whole thing.
That's why I think, you know, not to just relay it back to the gym, and the gym is the cure for everything.
But it's definitely
movement.
So I tell people, like, I didn't mean to cut you off, but, like, my best friend has a young son. He's like 22 now or whatever, and I always tell him, I'm like, you should go get in the gym, bro. Like, this is a perfect time. You don't have any kids. Like, movement, like, it makes you, like, your endorphins get to flowing. Once you start feeling good about your body, everything else starts to feel better in life. You meet, like, a gym family. I keep trying to tell them, like, get your ass in there. Like, yeah, the gym is not just about looking good. You know what I mean? Like, the gym is about meeting friends, getting your body prepared for when you're older, so somebody has to hold your hand when you take a piss. You know, it's a whole
social
skills, talking to people, the whole thing. Yeah. But I told you earlier, so many people are scared of the gym. You know, nobody knows, like, how do I use this machine? Are people going to look at me? And it's just something that you have to.
And the crazy thing is a place like this, everybody in here will show you how to do this.
Everybody's so nice.
Everybody will show you.
Yeah. But you don't know that. You get
Right. But I'm just saying,
stuff on TikTok
it's not
where
that
people are being, like, mean or whatever. Yeah.
Well, there are some places that are like that.
Yeah. Well, this place is not. I mean, and especially me, I'm to a fault, bro. I want to help everybody. Like, even if somebody doesn't want my help out, like, if I see somebody, like, using a machine wrong, I'm like, stop.
Yeah,
but
you try to help me, and I'm not saying I don't like it. Yeah. I appreciate it because I know
all kinds of stuff. Yeah,
because you're coming from a good place, and
I'll be like, hey,
and you just want to help.
I want to help. I always want people to feel really comfortable here because I don't want anybody to feel. I don't like for people to feel the way I felt most of my life: scared, on the outside, anxious, afraid. I try to be that person that I needed for a long time. I needed somebody just to be like, you're good, you're beautiful, you're talented, you can do this. Like, not that my mom didn't, but, you know, it's just different. She had a child, you know, she had her own thing going on. Like, I want, you know, when you leave somewhere and somebody says something positive to you that day, like, it feels good. You take it with you, like, man.
And that's why we listen to David Goggins and Andy Frischella and whoever else and whoever else and whoever else.
Yeah, E.T.,
Eric Thomas.
Yeah, it feels good.
Yeah, I was thinking about this earlier, too, about aligning chakras.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said,
I need to get my root fixed. I told Drina, we need to get this root chakra fixed, baby.
But I was thinking about the new program and everything, and just talking about how everything is lining up how I want it to, as far as I got my meal plan in order. I got my movement in order.
Mm-hmm.
I got my at-home shit is in order. Like, I'm doing things at home better than I used to. I got more energy, and all that shit's just lining up, brother. It's lining up.
Yeah, it's like a snowball. You got to start, and then it'll start.
And I'm doing good with the business. It's like, I've got the podcast going. It's like,
New ideas will start coming to you. People that you need to network with will start coming to you. Because it's all about your mindset, right? If you perceive that you are not that great, nobody really wants to help you out, no opportunities for you are going to happen for you, then that's what's going to happen. But if you start to say, like, yo, I'm doing good, like, bro, my meal plan's on point, my whatever, then more opportunities are going to start presenting itself because that's what you perceive. You perceive greatness. You perceive good things are going to happen to you. And that's what I'm trying to perceive to myself. You know, everything is not, everybody, I feel like everybody just wants to be like, everything fucking sucks, bro. You know, it doesn't. I work at a brain tumor center, right? And I work with patients who have, most of the time, terminal cancer, right? And once you've done that for a while and worked with people who really know sadness, who really know fucking this shit sucks, not that we all don't have our own problems, but you don't know shit until you have to look at your fucking kid and say, hey, mommy's, you know, mommy's got 3 months, baby. Yeah, and I've seen that shit personally. I think my job has definitely changed my outlook on life. And I thank God. So I started that job when I was 24 and I had my first son at 25. And thank God, because I never had postpartum depression. I never whatever, because I saw what real sadness looks like. And I mean, not to say that our life, I have real sadness all the time, but if you look at the big picture, you find, you know what I mean? He didn't do a great job on my nails. It's okay.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, we're going to get through this, boo-boo. We're going to get through this. So, yeah, I think that seeing what I've seen at work, and you know what's so crazy is my patient. So I was a waitress forever. That was my first job. I was a waitress for like 10, 12 years. And bro, they were the meanest. I've said bro a lot. I sound like you. They were the meanest fucking people. Where's my lemon? Where's this? I'd be at work every night, like, you know, like, here you go, ma'am. You know, whatever. Working where I worked with those patients, I mean, thank you. And, you know, like, just the sweetest people with so much respect, where they could be like, why haven't I got a phone call back? Where's my nurse? Or whatever. And they don't treat you like that. Maybe it's because they know how, you know, how bad it can be. Maybe because they finally see, I don't know, but it's a beautiful thing to work at a place that really helps people like that, and to see people be positive in the face of super tragedy, bro.
Not saying I've been in a place like that, but when I work with my silver sneakers, they
them.
are so appreciative of my time.
Bro, they love you.
Because they don't have much time left.
Right.
And it's because they understand how valuable it is
the
time is.
Yeah, they love you. They really love you. They're so sweet.
They are.
And I love them too. I can't stop. I'm sorry. I need a a collar daddy. No, not like that. Anyways, when I come in and the silver sneakers are here, they fucking hype. Bro, if you ever want to feel good about yourself, come in here Tuesday and Thursday between 10 and 11. If you just lift some mediocre weight,
right.
they're like, you're so strong. And I'm over here with like a 10. Like, yeah. I know. Oh my God, I can tell. And I'm just like, I ain't doing shit over here. But they're so sweet. And they really are appreciative of your time. Yeah, because they've lived longer. They understand, you know, maturity.
The things that do matter, they figured out what does matter.
Yeah, and we still have to figure out what matters. I don't know. We're still figuring this out. We're in our younger 30s.
What does success mean to Brittany?
Happy children.
Yeah, how do we accomplish that?
Love. So once you become a parent, I mean, of course, success to, you know, personally is getting this fucking... Success to me is being on your wall. Which, you know what I've thought? I'm like, is he even going to put me on the wall because I had surgery? But then I'm like, I still worked my ass off. Like, I'm like scared about it or whatever. The wall, if people don't know, you put pictures on the wall of people who have done great accomplishments. People who have lost a lot of weight or done workout.
Like a marathon a bodybuilding
whatever.
competition, a powerlifting show.
Because whatever. I have to reach for a super high goal. I want to you know what it is? I spent so many years of my life doing nothing. I didn't play any sports in school. I didn't do any after school activities. I didn't do anything. I never did anything that would win me a goal, make me feel good, do anything. So like the older I get, I want to win that basketball goal. I never did any of that. And like, I want to feel that high. So me getting on the wall because I've lost that 100 is your baseball championship. Right? That's me because I finally did it. Me finishing that triathlon is, you know, you being hot in high school. You know what I mean? Like that's why I kind of reach. So I know you're like, God, you always like got to have the highest or whatever. I was saying something before that, but I lost train of thought. But success to me. Yes, success to me means, of course, getting this weight off, having a lot of money, having a husband, whatever. But if I think about my life as a whole and my legacy, I want my 2 boys to be good, happy. No mom was always there for them. Good husbands, men. I mean, once you have a child, it all changes. And I tell you, Andrina, like once you have a kid, like you'll see, like it's totally different. Like you live for them. I mean, I live for myself too, but like I live for them. I want them to be happy and healthy. And the way that they can do that is by me being happy and healthy, right? If they see me going to the gym, they see me being happy, they see me crushing goals, they see me do the triathlon, they see me have happy, healthy relationships, hopefully in the future. Then that's what they become. But I think it's love. I used to think that like I needed to do more, but honestly, I just need to give them attention and more time. And I'm bad at that, you know. I need to do better with that. But success to me is happy Mason and Wyatt.
One of the things that make me successful or happy, I wouldn't even say that, or make me better, I would say, is the fact that other people would say rely on me. I wouldn't say they rely on me for anything, but I can be a person of motivation, or I can be a person that
or they look up to you, you mentor, or maybe that kind of
whatever.
Thing. Yeah.
And I think we almost find purpose in being better for other people, because once we do anything for ourselves, I think it leads to like a dark path. Because if I did something for myself, right, I would just snort cocaine all day because you want that high.
Because you want that high, you want to feel good.
Because you want to feel good or whatever.
Yeah.
Or
what is that word that they say? What is that when you're for other people? Like literally your biggest purpose is to serve. So people are meant to be different people in this world, and some people are meant to serve. And so that's what you're meant to do. Like you serve as motivation, you serve as a trainer, you serve as whatever. Yeah. If you're not serving and giving, just like you said, like it's all for selfish, for ego, and it doesn't get you further. It doesn't make you feel good after a while. Because after a while, if you do too much cocaine, you're not going to feel good. You're going to want something else. You're going to need something else.
Or if you're...
I wouldn't know.
Or if you want to sleep with a lot of women, it's like, okay, woman after woman after woman. How about build a life with one woman?
Right, because I tried to sleep with you and you wouldn't.
And build that relationship forever.
Okay, well, you need to talk to men because they don't do that shit. Yeah, but exactly. Yeah. Right. You're exactly, I know. That's a whole other podcast to talk about men and relationships. We can maybe do another one on that. No,
yeah, we can because I eventually want to do more of these. Yeah. And I want to go through everybody again, have more of like a chill conversation. Yeah. I first wanted to kind of get through everybody in their fitness life, but I knew yours would be a little bit more deeper.
Yeah, mine's a little, we got a little trauma, a little fitness, a little surgery, little motherhood. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes. But I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to lose this weight, and
is that a part of your that resonates with your message, because you have all these? It's like you're like an addict, right? But every day you look at yourself and you're just like, whether it's 2 months out of the gym or 3 months, you eventually have that conversation again. You say, you're worth it. It's time to get back after that and get back on that horse and ride that trail.
And I'm proud of myself for that.
I am too.
Yeah, I persevere. I went back to school.
So many people give up.
I know. I used to.
90%. No, you haven't. You've never given up.
Yeah, no,
you've never given up.
Roger said that. Yeah, you're right. And like going back to school to pursue my bachelor's, like I don't need my bachelor's for work. I want to change career path. So my goal is to work in suicide prevention. So that's what I'm going back to school for. So I have a career right now. I'm a grants and contracts administrator for the Brain Tumor Center. Just kidding. Okay, so that's like a whole career. But I want to work in suicide prevention. I don't know if that's, you can do that at a prison. You could work with inmates who are suicidal. You could work at an organization. You could whatever. But I want to make my trauma worth something. So I want to work in suicide prevention in some aspect. I don't know. But
This is how you do it, though. You post
Put it out.
podcasts of your story.
Yeah.
Maybe you
Hire
write.
me.
Maybe you write that book.
Maybe write that
I
book,
wouldn't
right.
say work for the government. God damn. Like, don't work for the government. Like, do it in a way where you
So
can
I did
write a book and
so
you can have a story, or you can have an Instagram and you can be like, these are my
I got to get more social media. So I applied for a job. If anybody from my job watches this, I'm not planning on leaving.
Psych. Just kidding.
No, I just applied for it, but it was called Stop Soldier Suicide, and it's an organization that helps soldiers, like veterans, and my dad was a veteran who committed suicide, and so, like, I'm manifesting they're going to call me back. They haven't yet, but that's okay. If it doesn't, then it's not work, whatever. But anyways, the reason that I did go back to school to pursue my bachelor's was because I'm going back for a degree that can help me in suicide prevention. So, like, yes, like, I got my associates, and then I had my son, my little one, and I was like, I don't need my bachelor's, like, nah. And then I was like, bitch. I always have these mental conversations with myself, and I call her bitch. Are you ready now? What are you doing? Like, are you ready? And then I do. I talk back, and I say, we're ready, bitch. And my best friend does it with me. We're both back in school together. And my best friend has a business. If anybody wants some good brownies, her name is Brandy Umstead, and she is Bee's Brownie Bar. They're delicious. I'm trying not to eat as many right now, but I love her for that. She's trying to do like a little entrepreneurial thing. Like she works at Duke too, and I would love to do that too. Haven't quite figured out what I'm gonna do yet.
With the suicide prevention, there it is.
Yes.
The book, the
yeah.
merch. Like, there's a way you could do it, and you could do it in a way where
But
it
guess
would
what's
impact other
stopping
people.
me? Fear. What am I gonna people? Yeah.
As it does with everybody else.
Everybody else. So yeah, for sure. I mean, it's on the thing, but that's why I went back to school. I'm happy I did that. To come from a I don't want to say poverty, but you know, we had money when I was younger, but then my childhood, we had money, we were great, but then there were several years of not a lot of money, death, suicide. If you look at children statistically, which my mother was great, like my mother took care of me, that's not the statistic, but like father of suicide or whatever, like if you look at that statistically and with the odds, I should not, and alcoholic drug use.
And if you're raised by one parent,
you're
not just gonna like, come on, like, what are the odds she's gonna make $100,000 and like, she's got to provide for herself, she's got to provide for you, and then she's got a sister, daughter on the way, not too long after. But
and own your own home,
and have a car to get you around, and got to take you to school and back and forth, and still get to work and whatever. You're not gonna have that much money.
That's my message to people. Beat your statistic. You don't have to continue the circle. Just because you mentally feel like you have no way out because it's all you know and it's all you perceive. You know, if you start feeding yourself a different story, you start reading books, you start watching these podcasts like me and you do, you start seeing that maybe there is a little bit more to life. Maybe I can join a gym even though I'm scared. Maybe I can go back to school even though I'm like, fuck, I don't want to. Maybe you can do a few more things that's going to get you out of your little box and get you a little bit happier. And that's that's the basis of life, right? Aren't we all just trying to be happy? We all want to be happy and successful.
I wouldn't say happy, I'd say successful,
right? But to me, happiness and successful, they have to almost go hand in hand, because when you're successful, you're happy. When you're happy, you're successful, right? Right. So yeah, we all want to be happy, right? So to be happy, you gotta think happy thoughts, get out of your fear box. And I'm working on that. I'm not gonna say I'm like super like so happy. I mean, I feel like, the best is yet to come.
And this is what you're telling yourself, and this is
all
good because not a lot of people are telling themselves
all the
this.
time. And they say fake it till you make it. Literally, tell yourself every day, bro, I am so rich. I cannot believe how much money I have. I cannot believe how much my body is really doing what it's supposed to be doing. I cannot believe. What's the alternative? You keep telling yourself the negative shit and you keep stuck in your same negative bullshit. You keep feeling sorry for yourself. You keep being fat. You keep being unhappy. Or maybe you try to start telling yourself some some false positive, because it's not really true, but you just start telling yourself hey, or how about you right now? I'm going to be on a podcast, and then later that day, you ask me to be on the podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all mindset. Yes.
Anything before we close you want to kind of finish with? Anything you want to get out there? Anything going on in 2023? I know you got a lot going on with the school, and you're still working on the weight thing, and you still got the kids by yourself, solo.
Kids. No, I mean, I have.
You got another list. Can you share some of the stuff with us that's on the list?
I don't.
you?
I don't remember. I have get on a podcast. I have go somewhere tropical. If anybody wants to take me somewhere tropical. So it's funny because I was looking at stuff to add to the list because I can't think of anything. So if anybody knows, they could definitely comment.
Send you some ideas.
Comment below. Send me some ideas. I mean, everything I look up is like skydiving. Like, I don't want to skydive. I get nauseous quick. But like, I need some good ideas. I have the lose the weight. I have nothing fun. I feel like I need some fun stuff. I have do elite games. If you do the elite games again. Because I did that before.
I'm gonna come up with an idea for you.
Yeah, I need an idea.
Yeah, I'm gonna come up with one. I gotta think on it a little
Nothing
bit.
that makes me nauseous. No skydiving.
Nah, it's gonna be fitness related.
All right, are we gonna do the this or that?
Yeah, you ready
Okay.
for it?
Yes.
Please.
Oh, are we done?
No, not really. Yeah, we are. Notes.
We don't have to do this part if you don't want to.
No, this is my favorite part.
Okay.
This is a good way to close it.
I really don't know what it is. This or that.
All right, ready?
I'm ready.
Ready? If you had a special power, what would it be?
Oh God, to lose this fucking weight. Shed weight instantly.
Biggest inspiration to you?
My children.
Favorite alcoholic beverage?
Okay, so I love. My favorite shot is a pickleback shot. It's a shot of Jameson whiskey and then a shot of pickle juice. I love a Bloody Mary. I'm a Bloody Mary connoisseur, but I only like to really drink those if I'm hungry because they're like really filling and they have to have olives and a bunch of stuff. I like. I was ready for this. I like a Captain Morgan and Diet Coke, and then I love a Corona Light. Pina colada's good, and I like a margarita.
All right, very good. Favorite country artist?
Oh, God. Sturgill Simpson.
Squats or hip thrusts?
Hip thrust. You know I can't do a damn squat. Hurt.
One goal in 2023. I know it's the basis of the podcast. But
Yeah, lose weight. Be happy. Get married.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. I don't have a boyfriend.
Your greatest accomplishment?
My children. Being happy, healthy.
Process or goal?
All of it. I don't know.
That's all I got.
Oh, man.
I know.
You should have looked up another one. I'm ready.
That's all I got.
Okay, it's good. Yeah, I was ready to go.
I know. I was trying to think of some things for you.
I thought you were gonna do like this or that, like Yankees or Red Sox. Red Sox. I don't even fucking know either one.
Sure, let's go. Yankees or Red Sox?
Neither.
Coke or Pepsi?
Neither. I don't drink either one of those.
You gotta pick one. You gotta pick.
I literally give two shits. You know what I like? A Diet Coke from McDonald's.
Duke or Carolina?
Bitch.
No, people don't know.
Duke, all the way. I work at Duke, and I've met Coach K several times, and I really like the new coach. His name is Jay Shire.
You gave me a ticket one time before.
Did I?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
did.
I did. Oh, was that really nice of me?
That was
I'm so
really
sweet.
nice
Yeah,
of you.
I work at Duke, so definitely Duke. But my son likes Carolina sometimes. I mean, we'll watch Carolina. if
He's
it's on.
just so young.
He's
And
just so
doesn't
young.
his dad like Carolina?
His dad likes Carolina, so he has to like Carolina, but he's kind of moving past that. So, yeah, I don't know. All right, give me another one.
I don't know, Brittany. I don't know.
Black or white? Black.
Yeah.